We are a peaceful people. Struggle is we struggle, and we don't look for trouble. Just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one caress, not a blade of grass. This land is all I know. We gonna make it somehow. We will bend like a bow and never break. Our fathers came here, and they lived and died here, and we ain't moving nowhere. Make no mistake, 'cause we ain't giving up no mountain, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one caress, not a blade of grass. We love the open country of the Rupununi and the S3E4, the time when though we may criticize it, this is our home, we love it, and we need to keep it. We have that right. So we ain't giving up no mountain, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one caress, not a blade of grass. So we ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one caress, not a blade of grass.
Welcome, good people. Welcome to our international podcast, Below the Belt. We trust that you guys are great. Welcome. Monica Wiles. Is it Wiles? Good to have you, Chin Sing Henry. Happy Sunday, folks. Penelope Howard and Paulina Welch. Happy Sunday, Erwin Don Cook, Region 3. Happy Sunday to all the folks in Region 3. Good to have you guys here, and all the folks in Region 11, the diaspora. Good to have you folks here as well. Good to have you folks. It's Motivational Sunday, folks. Today we're talking about the career of Anne Green. Yep. That exemplar of a public servant, Anne Green, from the Child Protection Agency, that is. Yep. Good to have you folks here with us. We can't give up, folks. We can't give up in spite of the obstacles. Little tongue twisted. The Alkaline. I'm singing the name Alkaline Season. Twisting up myself. Good to have you on board, Alkaline Season. Marlon Thomas. How is Linden family? How is Linden? Paulina Welch. Guyana Brown Sugar. Very subjective. Guyana Brown Sugar shortage. Shortage of the sugar. Paulina Welch is here, and Marlon Thomas. Paulina Thomas. Only Paulina is out today. It's a Paulina Sunday. Regina Selby. Good to have you. Folks, let me know you're reading us loud and clear. I won't be talking to myself. Lyndon in the house. Marlon Thomas is here, of course. So Lyndon is in the house. Another couple of days is Brooklyn. Marlon Thomas, Brooklyn in the house. Davis, well, how are you doing? Happy Sunday, folks. Happy Sunday. Good to have you folks here, guys. It's a fantastic Sunday. I still a little late under the covers. Who vex lose? Still a little late under the covers this morning. Hope you guys did the same. The days when you can afford to sleep and do that. That's why we look forward to the holidays now. We try not to do any program on the holidays unless it's an emergency, unless it's something real special. but we tend to soak up the little rest when we can get it. We know how it is ordinarily. Deborah Simon, technician Deborah Simon's on the job this morning. Deborah says we're being read loud and clear, loud and clear. Debs, how you doing? Good to have you, Debs, and June Gilbert and all the other folks. And I saw another friend of mine, another Gilbert in Canada, enjoying himself. Once he left these shows, people tend to look less stressed and less burdensome and burdened down and everything else. Looking great, looking great. Gilbert in Canada, you know yourself. You know yourself, Mr. Gilbert. You know yourself. Yep. So the guy looking stressed. Like I got to follow. Want to have us, whatever he's having. Whatever he's having, I want some of that. Yep, my brother looking real rested and well put together. Guys, how are you doing at your end? How are you folks doing at your end? Which part of the world you all are joining us from today? Let us know that. Which part of the world you beautiful folks are joining us from? I see hundreds of you have already joined us. Hundreds of comments already there. I want the comments to match the emojis though. I want the comments to match the shares though. Good to see you folks. It's Motivational Sunday. We tend to focus on something positive. Come off the trench crappos and the jaggerbacks. If we can. That in the double up the covers. Underline. Probably put in bold too and red. Right? If we can avoid it, we like to stay off of the jaggerbacks and the trench crappos. Good to have you folks here. Good to have you folks aboard. How you guys are doing? How Sunday has found you? Folks, I hope you aren't taking on stress, Don't take on these people, We gotta live the best life now. Be the best version of yourself now. You only live once, Gloria Pod. Erin Barker, you only live once. But them boys tell us, once is enough if you do it right. Right? Once is enough if you do it right, folks. Once is enough if you do it right. So we're still watching with you folks. How y'all doing, man? How y'all doing out there, good folks? Thornhill, Howard, how are you doing, Alex? Boom. Thornhill, Howard is here. How y'all doing? Shirley Juice Tendry, play some power, Shirley. Jamaica, New York is in the house. Thornhill, Howard is joining us from Jamaica, New York. It's y'all is make them people say we got international program, It's people like y'all. But we love it. We ain't complaining. We love it. We just love it. Woo Vex, we love it. We love it. Hope you guys are great. Hope you guys are fantastic. Hope you guys are fantastic. And very, very happy that you lovely folks are here with us. We'll have it no other way. Of course, today for Motivational Sunday, again, we're talking about Anne Green. And there's little motivation in her life story, where she came from. And we're so happy to be talking about her. Got some people who think you're not black role models, Right? And that's bullshit. That's nonsense. We got a lot of black role models. And of course, we got a lot of Indian role models too. Indo Guyanese role models, Afro Guyanese role models. I got a little vex there. They got a lot of folks who believe, one in particular, no, we got no black role models. But today I talk about Anne Green. I want to say to you and your children, if you're looking for a role model, Anne Green is a good role model for your kids. Well, you know that, Shirley Juicy Tendry. Good to have you folks here. How has your Sunday started? How has your Sunday started, folks? Irma Holder, watching from Barbados. Beautiful Barbados. Good to have you, Irma. Good to have you here. Folks, do us the biggest favor. I know a lot of you like Shirley and Juicy Tendry saying, we there. Share the life for us. Mash some emoji button for us. Partner with us as well, good folks. Partner with us as well. Duke Ross, folks. You're listening to Duke Ross there in the background. Beautiful Guyanese talent. Lives in the diaspora now and doing well in the music industry there. Once you leave the shows in this country, why is it you tend to thrive and not just live and survive? Why is that? Positive thinker? From Irving, New Jersey? Why is it like that, positive thinker? Hope you've been having a good time at work, positive thinker. Hope you've been having a good time at work. Make a difference there for us, positive thinker. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Make a difference there for us on the job. Please and thank you, sir. Auntie Sandra Hanover, why is it soon as you leave the show you tend to start to soar? Soon as you pull off from Teddy Jagel International or Eugene Correa, life starts to look up. Oh my Lord, you feel like a weight lift off of you. It's when you're coming back you're vexed. Not submarine Coppin Williams. Well, Anderson says we there. We outside and we there. Carlin Haley, how you doing now? Flower Jacob Sward, how you all doing? Florida Spots is Jacob Sward, please and thank you. Brent Mentores from Houston, Texas. Brent is joining us from Houston, Texas. The folks down there tell us that everything is bigger in Texas. My Lord. Texas is the land of the giants. Good to have you. Good to have you aboard, folks. Good to have you aboard, Florida Jacobs and Carlin Haley and Sherlyn Juice Henry. GT Rule Gal, where have you been hiding? Where have you been hiding, folks? We are so privileged to have the hundreds of you who've tuned into our podcast. Burl Scott, we see you there. We see you, folks. It's Sunday. We're gonna try to be a little more tapered, right? I really want to consult Leon Goberland, but it's Sunday. I gotta leave for tomorrow. I left Leon for tomorrow. I shall leave Leon for tomorrow, right? Because we're going into August, emancipated and liberated. Happy emancipation, Leon Goberland. You see, if Leon Goberland has to tell us happy emancipation, he would strain, you know. We can get straining boils. He can never come and say, beautiful people of this country, happy emancipation. He can never take that approach. You know why? All right. WSD. That's why. It's Sunday, so I want to call the words. If y'all want to call it, I can't stop y'all. But I want to call the words. WSD. Leon Goberland. WSD. Leon Goberland. Folks, I want to turn your attention this morning. I want to turn your attention this beautiful morning, minus Leon Goberland. Beautiful morning, minus Leon Goberland. A couple of things I think you ought to know about. Couple. You know, we've been talking about the companies who are all the contract against the other. Leon Goberland, don't hurt him. Say no to Satan today. Not today, Satan, not today. Don't bother with it. Not today, Satan. Like, one set of companies, a handful, making all the money. Nice time for them. Money government for them at the expense of so many others. You see why since people live far from Cherry Jagger, from Eugene Troy, they tend to have a different outlook. Yeah? You feel like a turn off the shoulder. Because there's one set of people, Mr. Eliezer Parker, getting everything. And we're picking up in this morning's Sabbath news. We have told you before that an activist had reached out to the Minister of Information, or rather the Commissioner of Information, to be better, to be more accurate. He had reached out to the Minister of Information, Charles Ramsden Sr., and he was trying to find out why is it that impressions, getting contracts without tendering, and big, huge contracts.
We are a
When he
people
wrote to the Commissioner of Information,
struggle,
Charles Ramsey Sr.,
and we
Senior,
don't love
who promptly told him he said on leave.
but when
When I come back, I look at it.
from
You can talk to the ministry,
talk
ask the minister,
taking over, we ain't backing down.
you can ask them in the meantime. But when I come back, I can have a look at it. That's what he said. Well,
That belongs to we.
well.
Do sake, not
The activists,
is great, not one
the activist has taken the opportunity.
crush. This land is all I know. We gonna make it
Yes,
out. We will bend like a bow and never break. Our fathers came here.
the activists took the opportunity. Oh, yeah, like how the activists kicking. The activists took the opportunity to engage the minister.
We ain't giving up no tree. We ain't giving up no river.
Right? To engage the minister.
Not one blue sake.
The minister said
Not one rice.
he has been busy.
Not one crush. Not a
He has been busy, and he may or may not have received the correspondence. He said his desk has a lot of correspondences still to be cleared, and he may or may not have received it. He said he cannot confirm nor deny he has received it. But the social activist, I think it's Jonathan Harewood is his name. I'm trying to be accurate because we do both credible and valid information here, something we stand by. Yes, I'm correct. Jonathan Harewood is the activist who wants to know why Impressions getting all the money. He wants to know that. Right? Well, y'all hold up. I see Leon wishing everybody happy emancipation to my brothers and sisters from Pleasance. Hold on. Stop the music. I see Go Brother. Stop the music. I see Leon wishing happy emancipation to my brothers and sisters from Pleasance. I hope Leon had to strain, I hope Leon Go Brother had to strain, to say this happy emancipation. Right, and I hope you ain't just limiting it to Pleasance alone. You got other African communities, at least along the east coast there. You got Buxton and so on. So I don't know why you're limiting to Pleasance only. Right? But I'm happy to see that. So folks, back to the musical conversation. Now that we've cleared that up. I hope it wasn't a drunk text or a drunk post in this case. Happy emancipation, Leon. So I'm telling you, folks, Jonathan Harewood wrote to the Ministry of Housing, asking them, as he was directed to by the Commissioner of Information, one Charles Ramsey Sr., the little by father, and the minister says he may or may not have seen it. He has been busy. He cannot say how Impressions was chosen to be the sole people who have printed the material for the Housing Expo, all those big billboards and so on. As a matter of fact, it would seem as though Impressions managed the Expo. It would seem that Impressions managed the Expo because the ministry has an office at Impressions, because the ministry said it doesn't have space, but it can't say how much it's paying for these services. We are here, we could run into the billions of dollars that this organization has gotten since 2020 August 2nd in government work. And that is not in and of itself a problem, Suffice to say that small businesses are saying, small businessmen are saying that they have been squeezed out of the market. They have been squeezed out of the marketplace. Pim, and they ain't getting no work. Like sis Bingo born. Listen, ain't getting no work. His impressions getting all the work. Well, people are trying to get answers, but none seems to be forthcoming on this issue. None. So of course people want to know what is happening. The rising tide in this country, Mayborn King. He ain't floating all the boats. Folks, Mayborn has just arrived. Mayborn says good afternoon, Cheryl and all viewers. So good afternoon, all viewers, on behalf of Mayborn King. The rising tide is not floating all the boats. And that is the problem that people have. That is the issue people got. Well, let me hasten on to the other thing I want to draw to your attention. The other news item. And again, I want to use what other people are saying on these issues to have you know it's not only us. It's not only us on ITR in the ring and our affiliate programs like Below the Belt and FYI that have been talking about these things. Maybe some of them following after us. Who knows? Does it matter? Who knows? But here is what Coach News, Kaicho News, is saying today about Sue. Sue is back in the news. Sue, has he left the news? Anybody see Sue? Since Sue has been sued? Anybody see Sue? And Kaicho News is saying that Sue has gained thousands of acres of mineral-rich land under the PPPC government. That is the contention Kaicho News is making today. Brothers and sisters around the world, who's sharing the life for us today? Folks, don't think because it's not ITR, I won't dash a bell in your chest, The bell is always on standby. The bell is always on standby. I would have you know. And so Kaicho News, Leon, Gwyneth, Carlin Chinsing is contending that Sue has gained thousands of acres of mineral-rich land under the PPPC. How much land have you gained, Leon? Leon, how much land you have acquired under them boys? And so, if one were to take the opportunity to read this well put together report, all of Kaicho News, it says here that Sue, the Chinese businessman who has gone missing rather. The Chinese businessman who has gone missing. Sue, the Chinese businessman who has gone missing since the Vice News reports, has thousands of acres of mineral-rich lands, right? In his name, he says he has over, 12,000 acres in one instance under his name, Stu Girong, right? Issued to him in 2014, and then he has thousands of acres in the name of businesses he operates. Businesses in fuel, construction, and logging. thousands of acres. Now, if Sue is a middleman for the big man, one has to wonder if Sue is not just being given these lands, mineral rich land, and he is holding them for someone else. One has to wonder. Because as we talk about that, GT Rugal, GT boy, as we talk about that, Chinsing Mingo Burn, Glycis Mingo Burn rather, Chinsing Henry, Alana Tang, as we talk about that, it didn't slip us that in this report it says that Sue owns land in Region 1. And if memory serves me correctly, is not in Region 1? We got the Chinese landing issue. Huh? One wonders, these mineral rich lands, if they may intersect, if they may intersect with some of the lands on the contention, for instance, at Chinese landing. One wonders if some of the land on the contention, let me make sure I got the region right. Yes, Region 1, Chinese landing. Also, I'm being made to understand that part of this 12,000 acres that is held in Sojirang's name is also in Region 7. And one would have to wonder if the Isenaru issue in Region 7, some of the land in contention in this issue, one has to wonder if they don't belong to, quote unquote, belong to Sojirang. You see? But again, this article titled or headline, Sue gained thousands of acres of mineral rich land under PPPC government, highlights the fact that in his name alone, Sojirang owns 12,000 acres and then thousands more under company names. Now, Sojirang, next to the Queen of England, may be the largest landowner in the world. In the world. On the land that Sojirang owns alone, he can set up his own country and call it New Guyana. On the land he owns alone. Now, you can't even get in, you and I can't even get into your living room, much more to get a 2-acre. Right. Much more to get a 2-acre. You think Sojirang holding all that land for himself? You think he hold it for himself, folks? Share the light for me this evening, man. Share the light for me this afternoon. Smash the emoji button for us this afternoon. You think Sue holding all of that land for himself alone? That is not the way of a middleman, to own all of the land for himself. Huh? If Sojirang get all of that land, right, 12,000 acres between region 1 and 7. He got a fuel business, timber business, and a whole host of other interests. Huh? You think he holds that for himself? Why he need Jack Dio if he got all the land and all the money? Pim pim. Pim pim. Pim pim. Pim pim. But that is what Culture News, Skyture News, telling us about that. That's what they're telling us about that. Right? But our topic for Motivation Sunday, as I got your attention now, we're talking about Anne Green. I don't care what they say. I don't care what Vindhya Prasad say. They push out Anne Green. And two things Anne Green says in this well written and documented exclusive account in Sabbath News highlights that. She didn't say it in as much words. Karen Clark, Michelle Justice, like that name, Gwen Anderson, Vesta Hardy, Rajkumar. She didn't say as much that she was pushed out. We're going to smash the emoji button first. Hundreds of you are watching us today, but the emojis looked in. The shares looked in. Pick up the pace, comrades. Pick up the pace, comrades. I don't want to wait in vain for your love. Pick up the pace, comrades. Two things Anne Green says. You know Anne Green, former director of the Child Protection Agency under the Ministry of Social Services, is what I'm calling it, right? Right? Two things she says. Tell me they push out Anne Green. I don't care what Vindhya says. I don't care what your fans say. They push out Anne Green. They pushed her out. But Anne Green's story is so refreshing. And if you're looking for good role models for your children, I'd like to recommend Anne Green. The woman has spent all her life in the public service, right? All her time in the public service. And the subheading for the article, well, let me give you the heading. It says, social work chose me. You know, well, we wanted to do one thing with the morning program today in Motivational Sunday. But when we read this, we said, this has to be it. We were so encouraged by what we read, how Anne Green started so early in the public sector. Right? In the public sector. We were so amazed. We were so amazed. In what Fabric News has dubbed a wide-ranging interview, it says here, Anne Green has had the best career anyone could ask for. And it was actually one that chose her. The heading of the article is Social Work Chose Me. The subheading is, for Anne Green, so long is not farewell to childcare. It says here that Anne Green had retired as a chief probation officer of 17 years. 17 years ago. She retired as chief probation officer 17 years ago before returning to the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security. Human Services and Social Security as a technical officer for 4 years, which she was named director of, or after which she was named director of the Child Protection Agency. Right? She's a mother of 3. She describes herself as, I found it very nice. She says, with a reference to men, you know, such an overall sterling and fantastic public servant. You know, talking about how she used to study bottom house for her GCE English, holding her baby in one hand and writing notes with the other hand. Folks, y'all think things come easy in this life? Anything you think come easy in this life? Yeah? You know it's just as easy. But I did tell you 2 things in this article stood out to me. right? After such an illustrious career, they would want us to believe that Anne Green left the Child Protection Agency because she had enough and she thought it was time to move on. Right? She had enough of the work there. It's really enough of them she had. It's enough of them. Because it says here, interestingly, right? Remember, the subheading of the article here is for Anne Green, so long is not farewell to childcare. She says, I love what I do. I love the agency. I feel that if I leave now, I can still help them to get better. I think that's what they are doing. I can still help better. If I leave now, I can still help better. What I have done is just give up the desk for younger people, and I can help monitor. What I have done is just give up the desk for younger people, and I can still help monitor. Now, if you feel after 17 years you've had enough, 17 years ago she was a probation officer, retired as a probation officer. But if you feel you've had enough of child care, right, and you have nothing more to contribute, why would Anne Green be looking back? If they didn't push her out, the wicked, stinking, dirty PPP, if they didn't push her out, why would she still be thinking, I can still serve? I find that fascinating. You know, Forrest Burnham tells us, Leon Goberdon, Forrest Burnham tells us, the tests and the truth of a first-rate intellectual, not only reading what is on the line, but between the lines. So I find that fascinating that they're trying to tell us, oh, Anne Green has had enough of child care and protecting children and she's ready to retire now. But yet she's saying, I think I can still help, monitor these younger folks. I give up the desk for the younger people. That's the first clue. That is the first clue. And let me give you the second clue. Again, this is just our personal feelings here. The second clue is this. Hear what she says. She's talking about hard work and how it used to be you come up in the public service. She's talking about the hard work and how it used to be persons come up in the public service. Right? Here's what she says. She returned to the public service as a probation officer at the Ministry of Human Services and never missed a salary increase, as she always worked with passion and focused on bettering herself. The whole thing in the public service, Anne Green says, back then, you prepared for your role. You all understand what Green is telling us? It used to be that you prepared for your role in the public service. You didn't just drop from the sky in the public service. You had to come through the ranks. And hear what she says next. Hear what she says next. You prepared for the role in the public service. She says, not like now, people just come and want to be senior. Not like now, people just come and want to be senior. It took me 7 years to get appointed senior and a whole lot of experience, but I worked all the districts. The now retired public servant says. Some people just come. Some people just come and they want to become senior. And Green says in her years of work in the public service, it took her 7 years to become a senior. And some people just come, Gloria Plant, and they want to become senior. But again, what is so motivational is how Anne Green wanted to become better, started a youth group in her neighborhood as a young woman to cater for her sons and the neighborhood boys to keep them out of trouble. And she said it was a woman in the neighborhood who said, you know what you're doing here is social work. Why don't you become qualified in it at UG? And that is how Anne Green went off to the University of Guyana, did social work, got a degree in it, and went on to do her master's degree. I find it so encouraging. I find it so motivational that this report says, I would tell people, this is Anne Green saying, I used to do bottom house GCE English, and I used to hold one of my sons here. She demonstrates where she held him in her hand, and write notes with the other hand. Her trajectory into education saw her eventually securing a bachelor's degree and later a master's degree. And the report goes on to say something fascinating. Should she have her way, she would read for a PhD. We say, Anne Green, go for it. Miss Green, go for it. The sky is the limit. The sky is the limit. And I say this is so motivational. You know Anne Green big, but I got a lot of young people, got a lot of energy, they're bright, but they want to do nothing with their life. And that is why I began the podcast by saying, if you're looking for a mentor, you know, there are some people who don't believe you have black role models. I recommend Anne Green. She's been somewhere. She come through the ranks. She loves what she does. And by sheer dint of stick-to-itiveness, of hard work, of excellence in work, she rose to be the director of the child care and the Child Protection Agency, CPA. And even some of us who big, right? You all know every day we nod at you, and your own conscience nod at you. So say you got to complete some things, you know. You got to finish some things, you know. You got to start some things, you know. Right? Not because you're 50, you sign off life. You're 60, you sign off life. You're 70, you're 80, you sign off life. I just saw a 92-year-old man deep diving in Greece, and you don't give up at 40. 25 and you don't give up. You want to beat you on the foot battle with a bell. Here's Anne Green saying, so long is not farewell to child care. After such a sterling career in public service, being forced out by the jaggerbacks from the ministry, she's saying, so long is not farewell to child care. She's ready to keep going. She thinks she can guide. She believes she can mentor. She believes she can oversee. She can supervise. And what better person? Because our young people need it. We need the supervision. I really want to say how pleased we are as a nation, and we have had a public servant like Anne Green, who has dedicated her whole life to protecting the nation's children, a lot of who are vulnerable. And with all of that, she was asked to go. You know, sometimes they don't fire you, you know. Sometimes they don't even tell you to go, but they make it impossible for you to stay. And so here is Anne Green starting as a young woman, you know, doing her PhD, She says she married the a boy from the village, had 3 sons. You know, she calls herself man-oriented. That was the phrase I was looking for. She describes her, the mother of 3 describes herself as man-oriented, a man-oriented woman. Not only was she the only girl among 5 boys for her parents, but she bore 3 sons and now has 2 grandsons. And even with 3 sons and 2 grandsons, and Green still firing. That's why I want y'all know. You know, lots of us got a lot of books we have left unread. You start a book, you don't finish, you put it down. You start another book, you don't finish. Right? That might be a little sign that you're not good at finishing. You know, you're a strong starter, but you don't finish well. So we got some books in us to write. Gavin Liverpool, Gwen Anderson. Some of us got some talents in us as big as we are. The world has never seen. Right? The world doesn't know your name yet. But you got to pursue those things. You know, reflecting on one of the late great poet Martin Carter's poems. He says, I want to be a great singer. I want to be a great singer. Right? I'm trying to recollect it the best I can. Right? And he said, I have to do it, or I will die unfulfilled. I'm looking to see if I have my Carter book here. I want to get it right for you. We got some things that we got to get out. We got some things in us we got to get out. Some people would have us to believe this country only belongs to the Jagabats, the Transcrapos, the Tadpoles, and the Cricketers. And that you and I ain't got no place here. Lie them a tell. Who's sharing the life for us today? Who will have the courage to share the life? I want to quote Carter accurately. Who will share the life for us? It was Martin Carter writing to Milton Williams. It was a beautiful piece of writing. Isn't that so? It was a beautiful piece. I'm going to find it. I'm determined to find it. Folks, we got some things in us we got to fulfill. That's why I ask you guys often, how are you coming with those goals for the month? Those aims and objectives, those things you're pursuing, you gotta go after them. You think them Jagabats can come and hand you anything just like that? You think they can come and say, hey, take this, take that? You gotta take. What is yours? We got to fight for every inch, people. We got to fight for every inch. We got to fight for every inch. And what a beautiful life and career and Green has had. And it's always the Jagabats coming to put a spoke in your wheel. Always the trench crappers. Always the tadpoles and the cricketers. It's always the scarecrows, the carrion crows, and the jumbie birds. It's always them. But we got to keep pressing on. You know, this is the final day of July. It's the final day of July. Even call him one thing. Ramasar, Ivan Ramasar, Karen Halley, Marlon Thomas. How is August month 10 going to meet us? Is it going to meet us a little closer to those things we've been pursuing? Is it going to meet us much further because we give up? Hmm? We got to pick up the pace, people. In a lot of regard, we got to pick up the pace. We got to pick up the pace. We got to pick up the pace, good people. Well, I hope I'm seeing you all on Tuesday. You all know Tuesday's boots on the ground day. Tuesday's National Boots on the Ground Day. I hope I'll be seeing you good people there. You know where, Boots on the Ground Tuesday. All right. I'm not accepting excuses. I know I for one. Not accepting any excuses whatsoever. So don't come wrong with funny. Because I'm telling you up front, I don't want excuses. All I want is selfies. With all of you thousands who are going to be on the ground there, I only want selfies. That's all I want Tuesday. Not excuses. I want selfies, not excuses. Tuesday is boots on the ground day. I hope the people hear me loud and clear. It's National Boots on the Ground Day. Right? Because we're going to be meeting there. We're going to be meeting at the Burnham Court Parade Ground. We're going to be rallying, lifting our voices, reflecting on emancipation, lifting our voices against all the social ills in this country. All the foolishness that pervades and permeates what should be our beautiful society. All right. Boots on the ground Tuesday afternoon, folks. Boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. Burnham Court, 4 p.m. I say come early. I think I can take the stage early and just start talking. Come early, good people. Come early Tuesday. You got a lot of time to rest tomorrow. Rest your little body. And come out on Tuesday afternoon. Those of you in the diaspora, folks, we are making every effort to bring the event to you live. Only for the people in the diaspora. We can put in a special thing. The only people in the diaspora can view. But to get it done, folks, we encourage you to partner with us. Partner with us. So it costs us a tidy penny to get it done. Partner with us. This is what we want to do. Keep you in the know with valid, credible information. Valid, credible information. We want to keep you, folks, in the know. And so we are aiming to do a very professional job here. On Tuesday, boots on the ground, folks. Boots on the ground on Tuesday. Boots on the ground on Tuesday. 4 o'clock, I say come since but 2. I get on the ground, flash in my body. Here's Landy Griffith. Good to have you here with us. And Benita Eloise Parker. And again, we're reflecting this Motivational Sunday on the career of a fantastic public servant that we've had in Anne Green, and saying to her, respect and manners. Respect and manners. The work you did mattered and still matters in this country. Maxine Monroe, respect and manners. Ghana Spectators, respect and manners. Gracie Spingle-Byrne, respect and manners. Carol Rollins, respect and manners. Respect and manners, folks. Partner with us. We're going to bring you that event on Tuesday. Partner with us so we can meet the responsibilities we have to meet for this month, folks. Y'all see, we're halfway there. We're halfway there. You know, we're halfway there. But God. It's Sunday, I can say, but God. But God. We're halfway there. Partner with us, folks. This is what we want to do. Bring you credible, valid information. That's our time at this end, folks, for today. Alana Tang, we see you. Alana, once you know his proper body. Once you know his proper body, Alana. Joy and Bailey Morgan. Henry Irving. Gwyneth Anderson, fellow Jacobs Ward. James Cummins, how you do? Good to see you folks. Good to see you folks. I see all you guys here. All right. Gather spectators said, thank you, Melanie, for coming out. Issues will be addressed. That's it. Melanie and all the other communities. Melanie and all the other communities spectator. Melanie and all the other communities. Good to have you folks here. That's going to do it for us to listen today. Go ahead and have a great Sunday, folks. Spend some time with yourself, some time with family, some time with loved one. Put in some reading today. I'm catching up on a lot of things in the papers, catching up on a lot of extracurricular reading here as well. We hope you guys do too. We're going to catch a movie later on as well. Ease into the week. Tomorrow's a holiday too. So it's an extra day to rest. So hope some of you get up into the park. Be part of that activity happening there. Some activities might be happening around your neighborhood and community in relation to emancipation. Don't just stick up inside. Right? Go outside and enjoy some fresh air. Good. And see you guys on Tuesday. Boots on the ground. Partner with us. We're going to be bringing some of it to you live. Lots of people have called us and say, who right here in Guyana that the old knee, the old back, and so on. I'm going to forgive some of them because I know we big. Some of us more advanced than others. But others who can come out, I want no excuses because the next time I see y'all outside of the rally is belly y'all chest. I don't talk. Happy Sunday, folks. Happy Sunday. That's going to do it for us to listen. Stay safe, guys. That's it. Happy Sunday, good people. Happy Sunday. Stay well.
We are a peaceful people. Struggle is we struggle, and we don't look for trouble. Just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one caress, not a blade of grass. This land is all I know. We gonna make it somehow. We will bend like a bow and never break. Our fathers came here and they lived and died here, and we ain't moving nowhere. Big mistake. 'Cause we ain't giving up no mountain, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass. We love the open country of the Rupununi and the S3E4, the time when night. Though we may criticize it, this is our home, we love it, and we need to keep it.